which is the Prime Minister and the tactics under which he is trying to lie his way to a second term. Now, we know he lied his way to his first term, $275 that they were going to save people on power bills. That was apparently going to happen. It didn't happen. They were going to lower the cost of inflation. Not going to happen. But as you know, this Medicare business, and I'm pleased others are starting to talk about it, but we were onto this last week, it's worth talking about. 2014, Peter Dutton, the full context.
So the government is determined to make sure that Medicare is sustainable. We are determined to send a price signal so that we can move away from the view that everything can be for free in health in this country, because it can't be. We're very clear about this. Medicare is dead if we can't make it sustainable today. But we are absolutely determined to make Medicare sustainable. So the Labor Party can pretend to the Australian public that things are for free. They can't be for free. We have to pay for a world-class medical system. We will negotiate with the senators. We are pragmatic about the approaches that might be available to us, but we will make Medicare sustainable.
Now, all of that gets, well, Frankensteined by the Labor Party into this.
We're very clear about this. Medicare is dead. They can't be for free. We have to pay for a world-class medical system. We are determined to send a price signal so that we can move away from the view that everything can be for free in health in this country, because it can't be.
Authorised by P. Erickson, ALP, Canberra.
Now, the editing of that is so bad that I am surprised there's not a star wipe in the middle of it. It was like somebody editing on an old JVC camcorder back in the 80s. It's about as obvious as it seems, and it is about as subtle as the sledgehammer that Labor is now using as the reason to scare people about voting for the coalition after the 3 years of dysfunction and terrible decisions which this government has made.
Go ahead, Dan. You can trust me. That's what'll happen to Medicare if Peter Dutton and the Liberals get elected.
Seriously. Now, the reason I show you all of this again, and I know, again, you've seen lots of people start to pick this one up, it's because the Prime Minister doubled down on it today, despite the fact that it has been proven by Channel 2 that it is a lie, that it is a Frankenstein quote, that it is BS. The Prime Minister, funnily enough, back on taxpayer radio, was asked about it today. Watch how he doesn't really engage with the actual question, which is about, hey, do you stand by the fake quotes that you've invented for Peter Dutton? But this is why he says Medicare 2.0 is the lie that you should fall for.
You know, is this the way we're going to fight this election, with misinformation and with you know, a Medicare?
Well, Peter Dutton, when he was the health minister, and remember he was voted Australia's worst health minister by doctors, tried to introduce a GP tax, so a tax every time people went to the doctor, they would have had to have made a payment, so abolishing bulk billing. Now, bulk billing is at the heart of Medicare. That's why we've tripled the bulk billing incentive.
So it doesn't even actually deal after being caught red-handed. It's just, no, let me talk about something else, something back into the history books, right? And again, I just love how selective all of this is, right? If every decision that has been made in previous governments is to be held accountable for potential and future governments, well, that, of course, means that the Rudd-Gillard-Rudd mess automatically are now the policies of Albo. You want to play that game? We've got plenty of tape in our vaults here, I was going to say, trying to quickly think of the digital version, but you know, we've got plenty of tape from that time. What about the conversations about negative gearing? What about the support that you had for the shortened policies that got rejected? Oh, no, that rule doesn't apply to us. It only applies to them. Interesting that it's taxpayer media that at least, like a broken clock, twice a day, gets something right in pushing back here. I mentioned this at the start of the show because this sort of garbage is going to flood the zone. And unless people are willing to push back, and I think the opposition has done not a good enough job pushing back on the lie, expecting everyone else to be doing the work on their behalf, this lie will continue to float. It needs to be branded a lie. It needs to be seen as a lie. You need to be aware of the lie. So when somebody brings it up in your social media feed, you can post a video of what I'm saying now as the proof and the pushback of their BS. Oh, yeah, and by the way, the great champions of Medicare and bulk billing, These are stories from just the past couple of weeks in Anthony Albanese's Australia. In the Financial Review, medical costs up, bulk billing down, i.e. fewer people access to Medicare under his government. And reporting this morning in The Australian, 151 electorates, every electorate in the country, have fewer people bulk billing when it comes to their own health expenses. That's the reality under Albo. They can say what they want, they can pass whatever performative little motions they want to in the Parliament. That's their record. And if everything from the past is now the present, get ready, because I'll release the floodgates, and gladly so. Just hold them to their own standards.